Silverbow-owned property, of course, and it's run by a board of directors, and they have but the contract that we have with them, it was changed several years ago to include that any of the major maintenance is the responsibility of Butte Silverbow. And that would be like the roof and a lot of the outside and the fire suppression. And they had a problem, an issue with no fire suppression in there, and the fire marshal had some great concerns about upgrading the fire suppression and the notification system in there. So, and he let him to continue operation, but they're under restrictions that, they have to have people watching all the time. Whenever there's a performance going on, they have to make sure that there's people in the aisles and in the hallways, and so if something happens, they can notify everyone and get them out safely. And that's been working out well, but it's a costly situation for them too, for the manpower to have performances. And one of their concerns, and we've been meeting with the Mother Lode board, trying to prioritize the needs of the building. So, one of the things that they have a problem with is when they have a performance come in, they hire the union people, the stage people, and it's a union out of Great Falls, and they bring in a group of people, and they might hire 15, 20 people to set up. So they've got to unload if a band comes in or an orchestra or something. They usually have semi-loads of equipment and everything. So it has to be offloaded on the street there in Washington Street. And then there's a lift outside in the back that lifts everything up to the floor level, which is another story up. So, and that lift has been given them a lot of heartache for several years now, and it needs to be replaced. So that's a big expense. That's about $100,000 right there. The roof needs to be done. It's a couple $100,000 at least. And then we have the fire suppression system and the notification system. It's going to be, we're still getting estimates on that. So Butte Silverbow just doesn't have the budget for all of that money to do. So Fran Doran has come forward and she wants to form a group, Friends of the Mother Lode, and do some fundraising. I'm all in favor of that. I think it's the way to go because I think there's a lot of people that are in the community that support the arts and want to see that building thrive. And that would help. We'll have to probably support it with some tax-funded dollars from the budget. We put a little bit in this year, but it isn't near enough. So hopefully the Friends can do some fundraising and we'll hit that prioritized list of improvement for that they have come up with. And one of the things is that lift, somehow we're going to have to try to get that because that eats up all the profit. When they have to hire a huge forklift to come up and all the extra people to move that equipment from the street level up, it just eats up all the profit that they would make on the show. So it doesn't make any sense to keep having money-losing performances. So years ago, when the Poor family, Bob Poor, had originally set up that group, and he made an endowment there. That endowment can't be used except for the interest to pay for expenses. So they're using the interest to keep the little upkeep that they're doing going, but they need help.
Are there wiring issues as well?
There are some concerns that it was upgraded years ago, but there are still some problems there. But I think I don't think they're huge wiring problems. I haven't been through the whole system yet, but I think they can be easily. The hard part is just troubleshooting to find out where those problems are.